In this video, we are going to compare Turtle WoW and Duskhaven, the two biggest and most promising Vanilla Plus projects. If you still did not decide which one to play on, I'm gonna point out certain characteristics of both servers that will help you make a decision. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. So first thing to consider when choosing the server is the quality of life improvements. Turtle WoW is running on standard 1.12 vanilla client, which means that there is a whole old school interface and the client is missing all new stuff we get in future expansions. I personally had also some problems with add-ons, lots of errors, and some of them did not want to work at all, but if you really need to, you'll probably find a source of getting working ones. Although Turtle WoW devs do try to improve the older client in some ways, like implementing the transmog and on looking for group system. Duskhaven, on the other hand, runs the game on the Wrath 3.3.5 client. This in itself is enough if you prefer a more modern approach to the game. You get many quality of life improvements that can make your gameplay easier, from interface to game systems like built-in LFG with extra rewards, earlier mounts and stuff like that. Even though the main vanilla content is the same, the Wrath client developed lots of areas of WoW that overall the game seems easier and most fast-paced. On top of that, thanks to the Wrath version, you have a wider array of add-ons to play with and they are more accessible. When we are already at the pace and difficulty of the game, we also have to consider class changes. Turtle WoW again takes more classic-like approach and tries to not invent new things, but make things existing ones viable and better. You do see lots of quality of changes to the classes, but mostly in areas when they underperform. Quick examples being things like Paladins, where for tanks they get a taunt from talent and battle single target threat generation and mana regen, and Reds get Crusader Strike and Holy Strike to improve their leveling and damage in the endgame. Doesn't completely shift the meta, but at least make the all specs somewhat viable, not being just buff bots or forced into healing with one spec. Duskhaven, on the other hand, may have more balance issues, but at least implement things that are considered fun for people, and on top of that add new specs to the existing collection. If you have ever dreamed of playing a Demon Hunter, Scarlet Monk or Melee Hunter in vanilla, this server is definitely for you. To top it off, all classes get a new class ability that fits the theme, and there are lots of changes that, for example, make two-handed enhancement shaman viable, or Unholy DK doesn't have to use the pet. All class changes and their new toys can be checked at both server respective sites, so be sure to do so before you make the decision. Depending on your approach for gaming, your decision can also be made on time you have to spend on the gaming. Turtle WoW, as already mentioned, has more conservative approach, so as expected from 1.12 client, the game is quite harsh. The world is dangerous, and even though the class changes do help, it's still true vanilla gameplay. You have to put a lot of effort, starting from leveling, getting the mount, earning some golds, making profession, and finishing dungeons. On top of that, the rates of the server are all blitz-like except for XP, which can be increased by 30% if you play in war mode. If you are looking for a challenge and have plenty of time to spend and invest, this is the place for you. Duskhaven is the opposite. It's not a fun server, of course, and classic world stint can be challenging, but all the new stuff added to the game make leveling and overall experience a lot easier and less time consuming, starting from double X rates through Dungeon Finder, class changes and new classes. To top it off, the 3.3.5 client upgrades made the world a little bit less challenging, so it's perfect for people that don't have that much time to play and just want to enjoy the game without spending months to level up, preparing to do anything in game. When it comes down to the custom content, it seems that the both servers are doing an amazing job. You can encounter new stuff from beginning of your journey, new villages, NPCs, additional quests in zone we all know very thoroughly already. And this is the best part about those projects. You can play on both and still enjoy new stuff everywhere, and new things are not copycats but pieces of art that we devoted fans of World of Warcraft gladly consume and enjoy along the way. The only thing I would consider at this point is whether you like more twist to the changes, as on Duskhaven with all the new classes, towns and villages, like example Kingdom of Stormguard or Gilneas, hunt quests, or rather delicate yet impactful tweaks as in Turtle WoW, where we get new buildings and quests to already existing towns like in Goldshire for example, that completely fit the environment and get you that feeling they should always be there, or tired griffin services that allow us to fly in Elven Forest for 30 seconds to ease all travelling shoes. All in all, those are just some examples, but I hope it depicts the changes you can expect along the way. To wrap things up, I personally think the choice should be made mostly based on the approach you have towards Vanilla Plus. If you are more of a conservative type, Turtle WoW is the place for you. They tried to be as close to original as possible while tweaking things that didn't work out well in original Classic, while also releasing new content that perfectly fits the world of Azeroth. Duskhaven, on the other hand, is more for people that like more impactful changes that can completely change the world of Azeroth, but in a way that still fits the lore and the overall feeling for the classic version of WoW, but with a little bit more modern playstyle where everything is tackled at a faster pace. In the end, it's up to you to decide, and for more hands-on experience, check out the video on the screen to see more Duskhaven gameplay, because this is a choice I have already made. Cheers.